Hey guys, and welcome to the video. Here today we're going to talk about which consoles you can buy that will fall under the 6.72 exploit umbrella. We are not going to focus on 7.02 because there is no web kit for that yet. There could be in the future, but we have no idea when that will be. It could be years again before we see something for 7.02, but we know for sure that 6.72 is being worked on and it should be released here in the not too distant future. So while we are patiently waiting, we'll go ahead and just cover which systems you can get that for sure came with firmware under 6.72 that are safe to buy. We will cover the PS4 Fats, then the Slims, then the Pros, and then the special editions, limited edition and bundles and things like that. Don't forget to like the video. It goes a long way to keep me motivated and it shows your support to keep our efforts going on the channel. Maybe subscribe if you haven't already and hit that notification bell maybe as well, because there is so much that's going to be going down in the PS4 scene. And as soon as these things happen, I will be letting you know. All right, let's jump into it. Which PS4 consoles to buy that will come with 6.72 firmware or below. And let's begin with the PS4 Fats because this is the easiest one. Pretty much if you come across any PS4 Fat system that is factory sealed, never been opened, never been used, not refurbished, then for sure it will be well under 6.72 out of that box. And that's because the Slim PS4 took over its duties over the past few years. And we saw in July of 2019 the release of 6.72, and it was good all the way until October 8th of 2019. Even in July, by then, the PS4 Fats have long since had been retired for at least 2 or 3 years. So any PS4 Fat that you find, regardless of whether it's in a bundle, limited edition, special edition, or just plain Jane, as long as it's factory new, never used, not refurbished, it will be way under 6.72. Next, let's talk about the PS4 Slims, where things are a little bit more complex, but it's still relatively easy to identify which ones are 6.72 and below. We can start with the model numbers. There are 3 different series of numbers that cover the PS4 Slims, starting with CUH 2000 series, the CUH 2100 series, and then the 2200 series. Now the 2200 series is the most current. It's still being used today. So, you know, it's CUH 22 whatever. It doesn't matter what the whatever parts are. So after the 0, after the 1, after the 2, it doesn't matter because that just stands for the region. The A or B will stand for the size of the hard drive. What matters is the first 2 numbers. So the 2200 series came out in the middle of July of 2018. As you can see here, I pulled up some articles. So July 2018, which as of the making of this video was 2 years ago. Remember that 6.72 came out in July of 2019 and was good all the way up till the 8th of October. So well after the 2200 series came out. By default, that means any PS4 Slim that you can find that is model number CUH 20 whatever or 21 whatever, they will all guaranteed to be well under 6.72 out of the box. Again, you just have to make sure that they are new, unused, and not refurbished, but they are guaranteed to be 6.72. It doesn't matter if they're plain Jane or a special edition or a bundle or whatever. As long as it's one of those 2 series of numbers, then you'll be golden. And of course, as long as it's new and not used. Now, since the 2200 series came out in 2018 and is still current until today, of course, some came out in 2018, 2019, but it'll be harder to tell which one of those came out in 2018, 2019. Pretty much any PS4 Slim that you find at a retailer or at a store is not going to be from 2018 or 2019. It's going to be from this year. So in those cases, then you can still look for the bundles or special editions. Some of them were 2200 series ones, but they came out in 2018 or 2019, and we'll look at those in a little bit. So now let's shift on over to the PS4 Pros. Now, when it comes to the PS4 Pros, believe it or not, all you need to do is pretty much copy and paste everything that I said for the PS4 Slims and apply it to the PS4 Pro. The only difference is that that first number, instead of being a 2, it's going to be a 7, and that literally is it, because the PS4 Slims are CUH2, because that 2 stands for PS4 Slim. All the Pros will be CUH7 because the 7 indicates it's a PS4 Pro. But just like the PS4 Slims, we are focused on that second number. And that second number, just like the PS4 Slims, needs to be either a 0 or a 1. So what you are looking for are any PS4 Pros that are new, unused, not refurbished in the box, that have a model number of CUH70 something or CUH71 something. Again, the something doesn't matter. It's just that second digit. It needs to be either a 0 or 1, and then you're golden. And the reason why is because the 7200 series, as you can see here, came out in November of 2018. Again, since 6.72 came out in July of 2019, it would be impossible that a PS4 Pro would be brand new in the box, unused, not refurbished, with a firmware of 6.72 or higher, because the last ones came out before November 2018. So there you go. Now there are some 7200 PS4s, if they came out in 2018 or anytime during 2019 and they are new, that they would be below 6.72, but those plain ones would definitely be hard to identify because the 7200 series is still used today. But you can look at some special editions, some of those limited editions and bundles in order to get a better idea, and that's what we're going to do now. We're going to look at those Slim bundles and those PS4 Pro ones, or better yet, I'm going to take you to a wiki page that has a chart and then give you some kind of good news. So here we are at the PlayStation 4 models wiki page. There's a lot of great information here. You got the various model numbers. You even have the base firmware that came out with those models. Although, unfortunately, not all the time is the base firmware listed. For example, here there's a question mark. Now, the way this is set up is it starts off with the PS4 first gen models, otherwise known as the PS4 Fats, and then it moves on to the PS4 Slims and then the PS4 Pros. So these first few charts you see here, these are all regarding the PS4 Fats. These are the PS4 Fat limited edition ones, and there's quite a few. You have the PS4 Fat contest editions, the PS4 Fat console bundles, and then it moves on to the PS4 Slims right here. Standard editions, the PS4 Slim limited editions, Slim bundles, and then we hit the PS4 Pros. You have the Pro Standard Edition, Pro Bundles, and Pro Limited Editions as well. And by the way, here you have the regions. Wherever you see WW means worldwide, JP means Japan only, US means US, and so on. So here's the good news, and that you don't have to worry really about these console numbers here, because all of these limited editions, all of these bundles, whether it's a Fat, a Pro, a Slim, they are all under 6.72 except one, and that is the most recent one. This one, the PS4 Pro Last of Us Part 2 limited edition that just came out, at least as of the making of this video. It's been what, a week or two or so. Anyway, that one is on $750, so don't get that one. But all the other ones before, regardless of model of PS4, will be $672 or less. So if we look at the last official one that released before The Last of Us Part 2, that was Death Stranding. This one here, I think, was a contest in Singapore. There was only like a total of 50 units, so I'm not counting this one. This one went worldwide, was sold everywhere, this Death Stranding one, and it came out in November, the first week of 2019, and that one was on 6.70. And that one was a limited run, bundle type deal, and that was $670. The one before that was the 500 million edition, which was on $555. You got the Spider-Man edition, Kingdom Hearts 3, and so on. So when you are looking for a limited edition one or a bundled official edition one, you need to really not worry. As long as it's new, as it's never been used, and that it's not refurbished, it will be under 6.72 as long as it's not The Last of Us Part 2. Alright, and before we continue, obviously, and I need to mention it, you need to be careful with these types of homemade bundles that these retailers put together. Places like Kohl's and Target and Walmart and GameStop, they put together their own bundles, and of course, those don't count. Now, the only exception is if the bundle they put together has a PS4 that has a model number that's good, like the ones we covered earlier, then that's fine. You can pick up that. If it includes one of the official limited edition systems or bundled systems that fall under 6.72, which is pretty much all of them except The Last of Us 2, then that's fine. So for example here, this is just a regular PS4 Pro and they just threw in a purple controller. So this one definitely you want to stay away from unless it happens to be one of the 7000 series PS4s or one of these 7100 series ones, but I'm sure it's not because it's Kohl's is a retailer, they will have a more up-to-date one. But if this was like the Modern Warfare bundle that came out last year and they were just throwing a purple controller in there, then you can pick it up as long as you knew that the bundle was brand new, because the Modern Warfare one is under 6.72. So just be careful and use some common sense when you're looking at these type of bundles. And that is going to do it for today, guys. I appreciate you watching. If you found anything here helpful, informative, useful, maybe just entertaining, or you just want to throw some love or appreciation to the channel, the best way to do any of those things is just to hit that like button, maybe subscribe if you haven't already. And you may want to hit that notification bell because, as you know, there is a lot that's going to be going down with the PS4 scene soon. And as soon as all of that stuff comes out, I will be letting you know, including doing tutorials and things like that. Much love going out to everybody out there. Be careful, be safe, but have fun, and we will see you on the next one.